So before the Browns preseason game with the Jacksonville Jaguars in a controlled environment with the Browns pregame, Aditi Kabwala talking to Deshaun Watson. Here is Deshaun Watson's public apology.
Look, I want to say that I'm truly sorry to all the women that I've impacted in this situation. My decisions that I made in my life that put me in this position, I would definitely like to have back, but I want to continue to move forward and grow and learn and show that, I am a true person of character, and I want to keep pushing forward.
Grow and learn. We fully expect that there will be some time that you are away from the team. What does your growth on a personal level look like? How are you spending that time?
I know I have a lot of work to put in, especially on the field, to be able to make sure I'm ready to play whenever that time comes, whenever I can step back on the field. But also, the biggest thing is I want to continue counseling, and I want to make sure that I'm growing as a person, as an individual, for my decision-making on and off the field. And I want to make sure that, I'm just evolving in the community as much as possible. And that's for the Cleveland community, that's the NFL community, and beyond.
Again, Deshaun Watson with that public apology. With that, let's welcome in G. Bush, host of the Barbershop, 92.3 The Fan, Saturday from 8 until noon. Can also catch him on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, Monday through Friday, from 11 until 1. G. Bush, a lot of people made a lot of, different opinions about that apology. At first, they were upset he didn't apologize. Now, it's not sincere. He made an apology, but it's what it is.
Yeah, if I was going to go by and talk about everyone's apology, we would be in a very tough spot because, when you start looking at people's and judging contrition or judging whether they're remorseful or not, or, we're not a parole board, right? There's some people's jobs that are kind of difficult. They have to have individuals who come before a parole board and they have to look and try to figure out what they've been doing to see if they are rehabilitated to a point where they can be amongst society so they don't hurt any more people. Those people's jobs I envy, right? Because they actually have some individuals who they need to make a really tough decision on whether or not I'm going to let you out or do whatever you're going to do, or you got to stay in 5 to 10 more years of your life in prison. But in this case, I've always said that, at some point, Deshaun Watson, and I've said this openly, he's going to have to come to the conclusion that some people are not going to forgive him. Some people are always going to have something in the back of their head. They're not going to like the allegations. They're not going to accept the apology. Before, when it was, if he pays the settlements, maybe, we can get it over with and things will be behind him. He paid the settlements, and people said, why would you pay settlements if you were innocent, right? They said, well, I can understand if he has some sort of contrition and made an apology to some of the women and donated $10 million to charity. I could guess then, no, they're still not going to want that, right? So at some point in time, Deshaun Watson has to issue a statement and move on with his life, right? So at some point in time, us in the general public have to, at one point in line, move on with your lives. And even when you talk about the settlements, those women have taken the settlements and they've made it clear that those settlements will be kept under wraps, and they'll take the settlement and keep it moving and try to put together their lives back again. But in this country, we two things we can deal with. We can deal with when you admit your wrongdoing, and then from there you can start to try to make some steps to making amends to whatever deeds you've done that have caused people heartache and pain. So at the end of the day, my job is not to judge whether or not he's all the way contrite or how sorry is he. He's already said he's going to go to counseling. He's going to do a lot of different things, and I always will tell people that one day we are all at one point in time going to have to ask for forgiveness, whether it's in our work life, our public life, with our wives, our spouses, our significant others, our children. Nobody's perfect. We're all going to have to say sorry at one point in time in your life. And I don't think we're at a point where you should be talking about whether or not somebody means it or not. It's all about actions moving forward.
Yeah, I agree with you. Who is anybody to say, he didn't really mean it? So, all right, he said he's sorry. Contrition, remorse. Let's move on.